Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. At the onset, let me apologize for my late coming. And no, this time I was not chased by 4 drunken boys. This evening when I heard Trupti speak, I told Vinita, I said, you have trained someone so wonderfully that though Trupti tonight announces that this is towards the end of her Yflo journey, I think you've given birth and the beginning of a new Neta. I don't know whether your husband is a bit jittery after hearing this pronouncement, but given that he has walked step by step with you in your Yflo journey, I'm sure you will receive the support even on this new adventure if you so seek to embark upon it. And given that in the audience I see Ms. Puri seated here, I think she can give you adequate advice as to what is the PR strategy that you should undertake. Because while Shivani kept speaking about my term as HRD Minister, Sabya and I kept looking at each other and said, yes, now we know what that was all about. So if only I had the lovely presence of Ms. Puri in my life, maybe I would not have been so infamous as the HRD Minister. But I am grateful to you, Trupti, for 2 things tonight. Firstly, for inviting me here to be amongst women who have had their own struggles, but who sit here this evening with a lovely smile on their face. I have Ms. Jyotsna Suri. I've had the privilege of knowing her for some time now. I see Ms. Dalmia here. They've spent a lifetime dedicating themselves to causes which are beyond their relationships, beyond their families, to organizations or initiatives, especially when no one was looking and no one was asking. So tonight we not only honor those young achievers that you seek to call on this stage and give respect that is due to them, but let us also honor the journey of these women who have set milestones and targets that many of us even now fail to achieve or in fact fail to gravitate towards. When I see the tagline of Yflo on this stage today, which I must say the glamour quotient comes from Sabya, I compliment him for the fact that for the first time I've seen textiles on real women. Because every time a designer tells me, why don't you come to my show? I cringe because I dearly hold on to a book that Ms. Puri had written about, yes, about trying to lose weight. And I must tell you here, I tried everything in the book. Didn't work. But when I'm the one, didn't work. But do go by the book. What I felt when I saw these women walk, Tripti complimented Vinita ji on chaperoning her on many an occasion. But when I saw her walk, I said, Sabya, I need to grab this lady. She has amazing presence. But when these ladies walked on stage, each face told a story. And there are many women, faceless, nameless, who tell a story every day. When we talk about empowerment, and my grouse was shared with Jyotsna ji, and I said, why is it that the word empowerment is always used in conjunction with women? It is the men who need help, not us. Have you ever heard a woman get up and say, chai lao? Have you ever heard a woman say, meri socks kahan hai? Have you ever heard a woman say, meri tie match nahi ho rahi hai? Have you ever heard a woman say, raat ko khane mein kya banega, main bataunga, repeat nahi hona chahiye, ye nahi. No, women seem to have had their lives sorted out. It's the men who need help. But when you talk about power, what is that power? Is it designed or defined by an office? I think not. In my journey, and I've said this on many a platform, and I say this tonight in the presence of some very esteemed members of our civil society, in my journey as an anchor, I happened to meet a lady from Punjab. I was in the business that Shivani is in now, of interviewing people. And every time you meet a guest who you seek to interview, you ask them, what is the profile you'd like us to present about you? So the lady said, well, I'm Punjab se hoon, and I said, could you give me more about you? She said, actually, मैंने ना मुझे आज इसलिए शो पे बुलाया है क्योंकि मैंने अपनी ना बेटी को जान से मारने की कोशिश की. And I said, I can't say that when I introduce you on camera. She said, well, that is the truth about me. And I said, could you tell me more? She said, दी 2 बेटियां थी, पति ने कहा तीसरी बेटी होगी तो घर मत लौटना हॉस्पिटल से. तीसरी बेटी हुई, मैं इंतजार करती रही लेकिन घर से कोई आया नहीं. मेरा भाई मुझे मिलने आया दूसरे दिन और कहने लगा कि जीजा जी को मना लिया है, उन्होंने कहा तीसरी का इंतजाम कर दोगे तो घर पर रह सकती हो, और मुझसे कहा है कि तीसरी का इंतजाम करना है तो आगे के 24 घंटों में इंतजाम कर लेना. That was a deal struck between these 2 men so that the lady could return home with her newborn child. The lady complied, went home. 3rd day, a child barely 3 days old in Punjab, we all know in North India, in the month of November, December, it's chilling, it's cold. She contemplated a whole 24 hours as to how to get rid of her child. And then she reached a conclusion कि रात को अगर आंगन में इसको बिना कपड़े के छोड़ दूंगी तो ठंड में बच्चा मर जाएगा, सुबह पुलिस को कोई सुराग भी नहीं मिलेगा, मैंने बस चिल्लाना है बहन जी कि मर गया बच्चा ठंड में. सबको कहीं ना कहीं पता है कि लड़की क्यों मरी, लेकिन मुझे अरेस्ट कोई नहीं करेगा. So she takes her child, she places her on a cot without a single cloth. And she said, all I kept thinking of was my 2 daughters who need to survive, who need a roof over their head, who need 3 meals a day. And I waited and I waited for the 3rd child to die. And I was so exhausted, I went to sleep. So when she woke up, she said, Subha, meri aankh lag gaya. I was supposed to wake up before day breaks so I could dispose of the body. But I did not. I woke up when the sun was bright and shining. And I went up to that cot so that I could dispose of the body, at least cry and make a tamasha. She said, तब मैंने जाकर देखा कि मेरी बेटी सर से लेकर पांव तक 3 दिन की बच्ची नीली थी, हिल नहीं रही थी लेकिन जिंदा थी. उसने कहा, उस दिन मैंने सोचा कि मेरी बेटी अगर पूरी रात मौत से लड़ सकती है तो मैं क्या अपने पति से नहीं लड़ सकती. She decided not to get rid of her baby. Taught her 2 daughters, 3 daughters. One, I believe, became a teacher. I haven't met that lady since. But for me, when you talk about power, that is power that a woman truly holds. The power to give life, the power to give support. So tonight, every achiever that you celebrate on this stage, and those achievers who are fighting a fight every day of their lives, you actually salute not their successes, but you salute their struggles. So tonight, for me, every woman that I look at from this podium, you might not be as glamorous as Shivani. You might have your own story to tell. But let me say that you have survived many a struggles. You hide it behind a beautiful smile. But tonight is dedicated to your achievements, to your successes, in those little fights when nobody turns around and asks, kaise ho tum? So for me, tonight, I'm honored, Tripti, that you call me among such women, and I'm hopeful that you pass on the baton of hope to another girl, another woman who's at that char rasta of her life, trying to decide who do we help. So if you can help that one girl stand up for herself, I think that will truly signify the power to empower. Do that, for you owe it to yourselves and you owe it to others around you. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Good night.